Avengers Infinity set review coming right up. Mr. Clicks Flicks is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has a winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Welcome back to another Heroclix set review. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Clicks. We are taking a look at the brand new Avengers Infinity set. It's been out for a little longer than a week now. So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at these figures. I'm going to give them a quick thumbs up, thumbs down. I may or may not give a reason. That'll be for you guys to figure out if I don't give a reason. But anyway, this is going to be hopefully pretty quick. There's a lot of figures to cover here. Before we get started, why don't you go ahead and list your 5 favorite figures from this set in the comments below. I love to see those kind of things. Even if we don't agree, it's just cool to see what you guys like. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. Alright, so up first, we're going to start with number 1. Iron Man, he's not bad for a low point. And also, we're going to be taking a look at these in the context of competitive HeroClix play. So if I say a figure's not good, it doesn't mean that it's not good like for a casual game. It just means that you're probably not going to see it on too many competitive teams. So, this Iron Man has the Avengers Infinity trait, which is Iron Man attacks only characters 100 points or more. You may choose modify attack or damage value +1, which is good. Then he has running shot and sidestep, but only if no other figure's been given a cost action this turn. This is a casual play. This is not a competitive one. So, thumbs down. Black Panther, thumbs down. If I need a Black Panther, I'm going with the 30-point Shifting Focus Avengers Defenders one. Black Widow is garbage. Hawkeye. This Hawkeye is actually not terrible, but it is so overshadowed by Chase Hawkeye from Avengers Defenders War for 15 points more, and the Fast Forces Hawkeye from this same set. This poor guy is never going to get any playing time. He has origin before the Avengers. There's a few figures in this set that have this origin before X team. And it's if Hawkeye is part of an Avengers team, he can use the Avengers team ability this game. Otherwise, he modifies his attack and defensive value +1 this game. So he'd be 12 attack with 17 defense, top dial. Most of these figures that have the origin before things, I'd much rather have them be on not a theme team to get the +1 attacks and defenses. But he does have Precision Strike, but can use it with up to 2 targets. The change with Precision Strike in the 2017 rules. Can't use it with multi-target anymore. So this is pretty cool. He's not bad if you can't get your hands on the Fast Forces. This is a nice low point Hawkeye to use. But if you do have the Fast Forces, you're going to use that one all the time. Vision, WizKids can't make a good one. Moondragon, this particular one's not good. She doesn't bring anything to the table that's unique. Nothing good here. This is Firefall. Basically, the moral of the story for this entire set is going to be if it has Space Knights keyword, avoid it at all costs for competitive. Now again, if Space Knights is your thing and you want to run it, just on a fun day, go ahead. But you've been warned; they're not very good. Pip the Troll is 100% competitive. I like pretty much all of these Infinity Watch figures that have a particular gem chooses its bearer. In this case, Pip really brings some unique stuff to the table. He's only 40 points. Has phasing teleport passenger 2, but may carry characters that have wing symbol or can use battle fury. When Pip the Troll is KO'd by an opponent's attack, choose a friendly character for the rest of the game. That character can use phasing teleport passenger 2. Now he has a special on his attack that you're never going to use because he is a super taxi. So the important thing about him is that he can carry characters with Battle Fury, so like a lot of Hulks. He can carry other flyers, which is a core rule that he's able to break. So that's pretty important there. And if a figure does happen to get KO'd, like let's say you're running that dual Doc Ock team that I was showing, but you subbed in Pip the Troll for not Rennet Tilly, Fugitoid. the big thing is if you lose Fugitoid, that team loses a lot of mobility. Well, if you switch to Pip the Troll, he can carry the 2 Doc Ox. Let's say your opponent thinks he's going to be sly, takes out Pip the Troll. You just choose one of the Doc Ox that can carry the other one around. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Gives you 2 shots at you basically get 2 transporters for the price of 1. So he's really good. I'd say you at least need 2. Possibly you could argue for 3 in your collection. Rocket Raccoon, for animal themed teams, he brings leadership to the table, which is sometimes hard to get. Again, he has that Origins before the Guardians of the Galaxy, so he has a 12 attack and 18 defense on an animal keyword for only 60 points. He'll be good for those. Doesn't bring anything super to the table though, so I don't know how competitive he's going to be. She's okay, not great. She's got this cocoon thing, which is cool, but I think ultimately people are going to decide that Juice just isn't worth the squeeze on that. Shield agents are cool. I like army builders personally, just because I like running that kind of team for fun events. But ultimately, you're not going to see these guys on. 40 points is too much for what basically amounts to a secondary attacker with no support abilities whatsoever. You would argue that he has flight ability, so you can carry somebody, except they gave him passenger 0, so he can't. Ego antibodies. You only want these to go with your Ego Prime. You're not going to run these by themselves. They're simply not good enough. Here, this says that it's a Black Panther, but this is actually Black Panther 2099. Again, if I want a Black Panther, I'm going with 30-point Avengers Defenders War 1. Anti-Vision. Again, we just can't get a good vision. Moondragon. This is an Infinity Watch Moondragon, where she has the Mind Gem. She is probably, outside of the chase, the best Moondragon that we get in this set. She has mind control with 2 targets. When she's KO'd, you can give somebody else mind control on your team. And then her special on attack is Psychic Blast. When Moondragon uses it after resolution, give an action token to the hit character. So she can use Psychic Blast with 7 range, which is actually fairly lengthy now, and give an action token. And she has Shape Change. I like her. I don't love her. I'm not going to go out on my way to play this figure. But she's not bad, and she has Avengers, Defenders, and Infinity Watch. All of these are pretty good keywords right now. Then we have Kismet. I think Dark Logos broke it down pretty good on his channel, Starting Over Podcast. This is just, the scientists are cool, Kismet's cool, but ultimately everybody's going to decide that, again, there's no there. It's just not going to be great. Nick Fury's cool. And he'll be fun to run with the shield agents, and that's going to be about all you're going to do with them. Nobody's going to do anything with them other than that. Tiger's not bad, but for 5 more points, you're running the chase for competitive play. But if this is the one you have, she's not bad. You get that Avengers Infinity trait, so she's got an 11 attack with 19 defense, possibly. Leap, climb. After resolution, roll d6. If the result is equal to or higher than the number of squares moved, she may be given a close action at no cost. So there's a no, like, you might not get it there. I don't like that unpredictableness. So I'm probably not going to field her too much. Javelin has Space Knight's keywords. That means he's garbage. Gamora, I would say, is, in my opinion, probably the next best Infinity Watch figure after Pip the Troll. She's only 65 points, has the Time Gem, which gives probability control, minimum range value 8. So that's really good there. When she's KO, give a friendly character probability control. So that's just awesome all by itself. She has a 12 attack and 3 damage for 65 points, has precision strike and super strength, so you're going to be able to possibly deal 5 damage with a 12 attack out of a 65 point figure and have prob as a trait. So she's good in my book. Definitely need one. Star-Lord's poo-poo garbage. Energy explosion, incap, quake, knockback is his special for his element gun. 75 points. As Guardians of the Galaxy has Cosmic keyword. It's 75 points for Cosmic keyword. There are much better choices. And then if you put him on a Guardians of the Galaxy team, all he gets is protected outwit. He doesn't have anything on his dial worth protecting from outwit, so pass on me. Nova, this is the Sam Alexander one. He's bad poo-poo. Venom Space Knight is an awesome sculpt on a mediocre dial. He ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, has traded plasticity and shape change, and he breaks away automatically, which could be cool. You could do some stuff with that. But again, 125 points, there's better choices for the Cosmic keyword. Guardians, you're probably not going to have them. Space Knights are just bad altogether. You might, if you're feeling froggy, run them on a Thunderbolts team. Maybe a Spider-Man family team, but none of those are going to be super competitive. Then we have She-Hulk at 50 points. She has Close Combat Expert as her special. And when she hits, you can modify the target's attack value -1 or defensive value, -2 or defensive value -2 until your next turn. So you can pump her up to 12 attack, and if they have invincibility, invulnerability, or impervious, you're not going to deal damage, but you're going to reduce their attack or defensive value -2. But again, you got to ask yourself, why am I spending an entire action to do a job that I might hit? Or I could just use 2 perplexes to get the same effect and not have to worry about hitting. So she's a pass. I think the sculpt's cool. I hope they put it on a better figure. Thor is cool, but ultimately there's other Thors that are just better. The Chase Thor is better at 100 points. Same point value, I believe. Hold on, we'll save that one for later. I think off the top of my head he's the same point value, but I'm sure you guys will be quick to correct me if he's not. He's okay. The Storm things are cool, but ultimately not competitive. Jack of Hearts, however, is fantastic, and this is a much better use of 75 points on a Cosmic themed team, or Avengers for that matter. He has also has the Armor keyword, has 6 range single target, has that Avengers Infinity trait, so he's coming in with a 12 attack for 3 damage, or an 11 attack for 4 damage. And he has a special on his first 3 clicks, which is Pulse Wave. When Jack of Hearts uses it, after resolution, you may place him adjacent to a hit character. So if you're running 2 of these, which you very might well be able to do at 75 points, coming up with half your build to run like a dynamic duo style of offense. You're running shot Pulse Wave in, then you place him adjacent to the hit character so that maybe he's outside of the Pulse Wave range of your other Jack of Hearts or something else with Pulse Wave. You're just going to be able to do an awful lot with him. He has, he's a little squishy, with only having toughness, but having that 6-click deep dial, he might make it through 1 hit and, be able to regen back up a little bit. I like him a lot. I'm going to be using him. Star Fox is okay, not great. Doesn't bring anything to Unimind that Unimind doesn't already have. And other than that, he's cool, not great. Maxima just isn't great. Drax, I would say, is probably the worst of the Infinity Watch figures, but that doesn't mean he's bad. He has the Power Gem, and you can choose to either increase his attack by 2, damage by 2, or both by +1. And then when he gets KO'd, you can choose a friendly character, and that character can increase either 1 by 1. So that's pretty cool. He's 100 points, so he's probably going to be your main attacker, and he's got a 0 range. And he has, as his special, Battle Fury, and protected outwit and opposing perplex. So, do with that information what you will. That's, again, probably the worst of the Infinity Watch figures. Mantis here is actually okay. She has Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Martial Arts keyword. Improved movement, ignores hindering. Has that Origins before the Guardians keyword. So, she has potentially a 12 attack, 18 defense. I'd slap her on an Avengers team. And then she has another trait, which is friendly characters within 4 squares have free. This character can't use Battle Fury or Earthbound Neutralizing. neutralized. So there's a few situations where you would, want your character to not have Battle Fury. Although I'd say it's pretty useful nowadays, and if you have Pip the Troll, it's not as big of an issue. But definitely a cool little fold there where you might use her. Terminator, God love him, has the Space Knights keyword, so he's terrible. Now here we have Nova, and this is Richard Rider, and I like him. I'm really gonna try to make him good. I don't know that I have the skill level to do it, but I'm gonna try. He has Avengers Cosmic, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Nova Corps keyword. 150 points, so he's a little pricey, I would say, at this point. Has 7 range, which is pretty good. Avengers keyword. Team ability. Has 2 traits. One is friendly characters with Nova Corps keyword have protected outwit. It doesn't say other friendly, so he's friendly to himself. So all of his powers get protected from outwit. So he has impervious, which is pretty good. Then he has another trait, which is when Nova moves at least 6 squares, he can use energy shield deflection until your next turn, so that 18 turns into 20. Okay, we're doing some things here. And then he has a special on clicks 2, 3, and 4, which is meteoric impact. Charge. When Nova uses it, he may choose that he must move in a direct path. If you do, he has improved movement, ignores blocking, and destroys blocking. As the character moves through it, ignores characters, and after resolution, he can use Quake at no cost. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so a few things to unpack. You can use charge. Okay, so you charge, and you can move in a direct path. Okay, then you get your free attack. Then, at no cost, you can use Quake again. Okay, so you're getting 2 attacks out of this guy. So you got your 11 attack here for 4 damage. You charge, or I'm sorry, it would be, let's say you're on this, first one. So you got your 10 attack for 4 damage, or 10 attack for 3 damage. Charge in, you hit. Okay, that's good. They take whatever they take, and then you're able to Quake. If you're able to single target Quake, then they're taking your full damage again. This guy's just good. I like him a lot. The ignore characters is cool. Has indomitability. Starts off with hypersonic speed. I'm going to try a lot to make him work. I know some people said that it's a kind of a fool's errand. Like, he looks really good, but he's not going to be able to get over the top. I'm going to be that fool and try to take some time with him. Next up, we have Captain America. This is Danielle Cage. Luke Cage's daughter, I believe, from the comics. You guys in the comments below, let me know if that's correct or incorrect. She's 100 points, has the Avengers and Future keyword, 5 range, single target. She has a trait, a little bit of mom and dad. Captain America can reduce penetrating damage and has protected mind control. So she has Luke Cage's basically diamond skin, where she can reduce penetrating damage. She has impervious, so she gets around shredders and stuff. I see a little bit of potential with her. I don't know that I'm gonna try that hard to make it work, but she's here. Then she has a special on her attack for her first 3 clicks. Once per turn, when Captain America makes a ranged attack, after resolution she may make a ranged attack targeting a different opposing character, regardless of range and line of fire, that is within 5 squares in line of fire of the first target. So you have the potential to make 2 attack rolls with her, which is pretty cool. I'd like to see somebody pair her up with Sam Cap, the Chase from Avengers Defenders War, to running shot out there, attack, then use Sam Cap to attack. So you're getting 3 attacks out of 2 characters. I want to say she has potential, but I think ultimately people are going to decide that she doesn't. Next we have Iron Patriot. We've already been over this before whenever I went over the preview. There's a 50-point figure in What If that does her job better. Now I do think that there's some potential with the in a Bizarro sort of way, where it's once per game she may become the target of the attack instead, along with the Force Blast as her trait, to like give your character like that one get out of jail free card if a Elseworlds Green Arrow chase gets the drop on you somehow. You know, you're sacrificing 80 points for that, but, you know, for some people that might be worth it. Next up, we have Captain America Principled. This guy's bonkers. For 65 points, has the Avengers Cosmic Soldier Warrior keyword. Cosmic Avenger and Soldier, I hear, are good. Has 6 range single target. He is a title character. Starts off with 2 plot points. His first plot point, his +1 is when friendly characters use Force Blast, Incapacitate, or Smoke Cloud during a costed action this turn. After resolution, remove an action token from them. Now, it's important to note there was a bit of an online debate that did get put to rest, where you know, part of Force Blast is having knockback for your attacks. So people were saying that if you have Force Blast and something else, and you just make an attack, a generic attack that generates knockback because of the Force Blast, that was technically use of Force Blast, so you're able to remove an action token. It was deemed no, that you would have to give that character the power action to roll the d6 to use Force Blast. So that's how that's going to work. It's still very good, just not as good or broken as people had hoped. So then we have his -2 here, which is barriers free, and when Captain America Principled uses it, place up to 8 blocking terrain markers. So you get double the blocking terrain markers. It's only -2, so you start the game with enough plot points to do it. On the right map, that could totally break the game. You know, shut your opponent totally down for a turn, and sometimes that's all you need. It's just that one turn to wait for an effect to happen or whatever. So that's insane. Then he has a -4, which I would say is also really good, which is free. If no character has made an attack this turn, until your next turn, characters can't make attacks except using Incapacitate. This includes friendly characters. So basically you're making it so that your opponent, outside of giving you a push click if they hit you with incap, which a lot of figures in the competitive scene don't have incap, so they might not be able to hit you at all, shut your opponent down for 1 turn. That's pretty good. Photon, for 75 points, I'm using Jack of Hearts. She's cool, but I'm not using her. Next, we have Quasar. This guy's good. He has that Avengers Infinity trait, so if he's attacking somebody 100 points or more, either +1 damage or +1 attack. So that's pretty good. 125 points, pretty reasonable for a main attacker on a team. Has 8 range, single target, Avengers team ability, Avengers and Cosmic keywords, if I didn't cover those yet. Then he has another trait, which is when Quasar hits with a ranged attack, after resolution, he can use Barrier at no cost. Barrier at no cost is insane. Just like when I said it on this Captain America Principled figure 2 figures ago. Outside of this world good. With a, you know, probably a 12 attack, got a good chance at hitting on the right map. You can just attack your opponent and then shut it down. Then he has a special on his attack for his last 3 clicks, which is Steel Energy with ranged attacks instead of close attacks. That's insane. That's good for him. Because his dial looks short when you look at it. He's only got 6 clicks with 3 clicks of invincible up front. So, you know, unless they bring in something crazy, he's probably going to survive that first hit. So if you're able to do, you know, some stuff with that Steel Energy, get a little more longevity out of him. I like him a lot. Next up we have Quasar. Again, he's an Infinity Watch guy, so I like him at least a little bit. He has Steel Energy with close or ranged attacks. And then when he gets KO'd, pick a friendly character. That character can use Steel Energy the rest of the game. Now again, it's regular Steel Energy, so it's only for close attacks. But he has that as a trait. So, you know, he's constantly healing. And the big complaint with a lot of people is he doesn't have a lot of reducers. He's 7 clicks long. But I think that's why they didn't give him a lot of reducers, because he has potential to heal up a lot. Has Power Cosmic Team Ability. 125.6 range, single target. Has this Karmic Blast, which is Penetrating Psychic Blast. When Adam Warlock uses it and hits, give the hit character a Karma token. When an opposing character with Karma token makes an attack, after resolution, remove all Karma tokens from its card and deal it penetrating damage equal to the number of tokens removed. Now, that sounds cool until you think about, okay, you know, I have Psychic Blast. So let's say I hit their figure once. They hit me, okay, And I'm still on Karmic Blast, so I can use it. If I hit them, so they're taking 1 click, and then I hit them again, and then that's 8 clicks. Like if I end up on one of these 3 damage clicks, they're KO'd, so I got to use it 1 time. I don't know ultimately how much you're going to get to use it. I think he has a special on his damage for clicks 2 through 5, which is Outwit free. Choose a target opposing character within range of line of fire. To your next turn, that character can't use Protected Outwit, and its powers lose Protected Outwit. That's pretty cool. Doesn't have a top dial, so I wouldn't count on seeing it. I think ultimately he's cool, but nobody's going to use him. Cosmo, I like a lot. 70 points, has the Animal Annihilators Cosmic and Guardians of the Galaxy keyword. 6 range, dual target. Has Origin before the Guardians of the Galaxy. So, he can start off with 11 attack and a 19 defense for 70 points. Isn't too bad. Alright, so he has that Origin before the Guardians of the Galaxy. So he's going to get 11 attack with a 19 defense, which is pretty good. Then on his special, on his movement, he has Mind Control, and Cosmo uses it to target more than 1 character, modified attack value +1. So he has potential 12 attack if you're maximizing, your target-rich environment. Pretty cool there. Does have Outwit, which is pretty rare for animal keywords. And then he has a special on his damage, which is free. Choose an opposing character within range. Until your next turn, that character can't be given power actions. That is an insane ability. I think that coming up, we're going to see that denying power actions is a big deal. And as far as I know, the only things that can do it right now are this guy and J. Jonah Jameson from the Fast Forces of Superior Foes of Spider-Man. So I would try to get one of these guys. 2 of these guys is 140 points out of your 300 point build. So I wouldn't do that, but I'd try to get 1. Next up here we have Golden Skull. I'll admit I went to sleep on this guy, and then I believe again it might have been Starting Over Podcast was doing his review, and I was brought to the light on this guy. 50 points, armor, feature, pirate keywords. Has a trait and a special. His trait is, at the beginning of the game, generate 2 Deathbot bystanders. If Golden Skull is on the map, Deathbot's actions do not count towards your action totals. What does a Deathbot bystander do, you might ask? Well, he has a 4 range, single target, 6 movement with sidestep, 9 attack with Psychic Blast, 16 defense with toughness, and 2 damage. Now, that's not terrible. You get 2 of them. They're free. Their actions don't count towards your total. And then he has a special on his damage, which is Perplex, Leadership, adjacent friendly characters modify attack value +1. So essentially what you're doing is you're going to be able to give somebody +1 attack, +1 damage. For a 50-point character, I would go ahead and try to get 2 of them. You're going to get 4 Deathbots for free that don't count towards anything. That your opponent's really not going to be able to go to sleep on because they have Psychic Blast. I think pirate keyword's not very strong, although I hope someday it is. Armor's not terrible. Feature's okay. So he's going to be on a non-theme team, but he's good. Starshine, another Space Knight. Supreme War, I like Kree a lot, but ultimately this guy's just not very good. No move and attack at both point values. Got Power Cosmic team ability. I will want him just because I like Kree, but ultimately he's not very good. Now, Unseen is a figure that's not very a lot of people are bashing him right now, and I'm going to try to sell him to you, and I'm going to try to sell him to you hard. Okay, for 65 points, you get Power Cosmic, 9 range, single target, Cosmic Soldier, Spy keyword. Cosmic and Soldier are pretty good. He ignores elevated terrain, hindering terrain, and characters for line of fire. Then he has a trait which is Phasing Teleport Stealth. When Unseen uses Phasing Teleport after resolution, he can use Smoke Cloud at no cost. So free Smoke Cloud, you can put that up to make it so that if your opponent doesn't have figures that ignore hindering for some reason, you know, you make it so they can't move. If you put it on them and they can't really move out of it and they got to attack out of it, you know, they're getting -1 to their attack. Just a lot of cool things that you can do. Smoke Cloud is awesome, and free Smoke Cloud's even better. Then he has a special on his attack, which is unique modifier. When an opposing character uses Colossal Retaliation to make an attack, modify its attack value -2. Colossal Retaliation is going to be the meta-defining thing coming up. There's another figure that we're going to be talking about later that people are just going to spam all over the place. You know, Surtur's still a thing, and this takes, you know, it takes the figure we're going to talk about from a 10 attack to an 8 attack, and it takes Surtur from a 12 to a 10. So let's say they're attacking unseen for some reason. You know, I'll take an 8 on an 18 or a 10 on an 18 with a couple rollouts for it. I'll take that. That's fine. Then he has super senses, but succeeds on 4 through 6 on his defense, and then on his damage he has outwit and probability control. Has a 10 movement with sidestep, so he's able to move 12 squares. This guy's just awesome. I think everybody needs one. Next up we have Wasp. She is ultimately not competitive, but she's good. 70 points, Avengers, Scientist, Spy, Keywords. She has a trait which is Shape Change. When Wasp uses it and succeeds after resolution, the attacker is dealt 1 penetrating damage. That's really good. You know, to be able to, you know, succeed on a Shape Change. 1, they can't attack you. 2, you're dealing extra damage, which is cool. If they have Invincible, obviously gets around it, but still. Then she has a special on her damage for clicks 2 and 3, which is Perplex. When she uses to target herself, she may instead choose to modify the same combat value except damage on each friendly character with the Avengers keyword within range and line of fire. So it's just like Yellow Jacket from Civil War storyline OP kit. Next up we get to the chases, and there's really only, I like half of them. I like Moon Dragon. I don't care what anybody says. I like her. Tigra, this is the good version of Tigra for 50 points. And Star Fox you're going to have for Unimind to give him Flurry. All the other ones are, you know, okay, not great. I'm not paying 100 points for basically a dedicated TKer. Photon, again, I'm not taking. Thor is okay, not great. Rocket Raccoon, since he's here, we will talk about. I don't think he's, well, first of all, no animal keyword. He does have the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword. Has improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain and characters. Has an 8 range, which is pretty long. He has a trait, which is pretty decent. When Rocket Raccoon takes damage from the opponent character's attack, give him a Valiant Retreat token. Free, remove a Valiant Retreat token. If you do, Rocket Raccoon, move Rocket Raccoon up to his speed value using improved movement, ignores characters. Now you got to take damage in order to do that, but still pretty cool. Then he has a special on his attack for his first 3 clicks. When Rocket Raccoon is given a close destroy action, this turn each other friendly character has close destroy action as free action, but without requiring a damage value of 3. Now that's pretty cool considering how big of a deal barrier is right now. And it seems like there's a few figures with free barrier, and there's a few maps out with tons of blocking terrain. I could see somebody making a play for him. He's got a 12 attack with 3 damage base at 75 points. That turns into your secondary attacker, but that's a cool ability. So I could see somebody trying. I don't know that they're going to get anywhere with it. But now we're going to talk about Giant Girl, and she's got curves in all the right places. Nobody's ever going to play her at anything other than 10 points. You pay 10 points for each click, all the way up to 25 clicks. So if you pay 10 points, you start off on click 25, which is 10 attack with, I'm sorry, 10 movement with charge, 10 attack, 17 defense, combat reflexes, 3 damage. She has 3 traits, all of which are good. So first is her, you know, how to figure out how many points she costs. what her point value is. Next, she has another trait, which is Giant Girl may heal past her chosen starting line, but can't heal except this trait. When she KOs an opposing character after resolution, roll a d6 and heal her a number of clicks equal to half the result. This is insane. For 10 points, you can heal her. Okay, let's say you charge in. You got your 10 attack for 3 damage. You KO a Pog. You do something. You roll it, and you're like, okay, well, I heal 1 click. All of a sudden, I got Sidestep Quake. I heal. Really, the only thing you don't want to roll is like a 6 to get on this 9 attack one. That one's pretty bad. But if you can get around those ones, pretty good. Then she has a third trait, which is her Colossal Retaliation. Power at no cost. Power. If no other Colossal Retaliation has been activated this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Giant Girl or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Giant Girl such that she may make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. So she has Colossal Retaliation without it being, taking up a power slot. You do have to give her a power action to do it. It's not free, but still pretty awesome. People are going to be spamming the bejesus out of her, just basically daring you to attack her so that you can bring other stuff in and Colossal Retaliate. You're going to see Colossal Retaliation is going to be a much bigger thing than it is now. It's going to be basically people's main offense. Next we have Shield Flying Car, which is bad poo poo. Kree Sentry, ultimately nothing. I'm going to try to end up with a couple of them by the time trading's over and done with, but not competitive. Hulk at 250 points just for my son, who loves Hulk. Hulk is his favorite character. I will say has some potential. He has a couple traits. Battle Fury, when Hulk attacks one or more characters that can use Shape Change, Super Senses, or Stealth, modifies damage value +1. So that would be a 6 damage. Then he has another one, which is when Hulk is the target of Outwit or opposing Perplex, roll d6, 4 through 6 until your next turn. Hulk has protected Outwit and opposing Perplex, so you're able to, possibly not be outwitted or not perplexed down. Then he has a special on his attack, which is Super Strength. When Hulk is given a move action after resolution, destroy all adjacent pieces of blocking terrain. Then he can use Quake at no cost. It's important to note that he does not have to have destroyed any of the blocking terrain or anything like that. He can just move and then Quake, similar to the Mighty Thor version. It's just, you get to break all the blocking terrain if it's like an added bonus. It's not you have to break the terrain in order to attack. Then he has a special on his damage, which is a stop click. Stop free, roll a d6, 5 through 6, remove an action token from Hulk. At 250 points, he has that on click 4, 8, and 11. So 3 stop clicks is pretty good. And then at 150 points, I'm paying 5 points less and running the Mighty Thor version at full points. Next, we have the Dune Buggy. Some people say it's good. I'm personally not sold on it. Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl is bad poo poo. Giganto, not very good. Nebula is not very good. Jakar has a Colossal Retaliation click, and he can, instead of normal damage, hit characters are each given 2 action tokens that don't deal push damage and may be placed in a square adjacent to their current square. So that's cool, but ultimately I don't think anything's going to come of it. Kronos, at 60 points, some people might try to run him, but at 60 points, I'm running 6 Giant Girls. And that's something we're going to see ends up being a problem. It's like, okay, well, if I'm going to run, let me see here, what am I looking at here? Dune Buggy. I'm going to run Dune Buggy. Is 1 Dune Buggy better than 3 Giant Girls? The answer is almost always no. So it really runs into a problem of how cheap Giant Girl is and how easy it is to spam. It's really going to make it hard to play a lot of these figures instead of her. Now we do have Wasp, part of the Avengers, which I really like, at 50 points. She does have a 300 and 150 point line, but I'm always going to run her at 300, or I'm sorry, 50 points. And I would suggest you do as well. She has Avengers team ability. She's a title character. She has 2 pluses and 2 pluses and 2 minuses. She has her first +1, which is free. Each time an opposing character is hit this turn, after resolution, modify the character's defensive value -1 this turn. So this does stack, so if you're able to get in multiple hits, you know, you could get a character to a -3 defense. Then she has another +1, which is basically it's Colossal Retaliation. Free. Choose an opposing character that attacked Wasp, part of the Avengers, or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place Wasp, part of the Avengers, such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so. If her target is has a colossal symbol, modify her attack and damage value +2. So she would be an 11 attack for 5 damage if she was attacking another colossal. Pretty good there, and it's not worded as Colossal Retaliation, so you're able to do it with other retaliators. Then we have her -3, which is free. Choose tiny symbol, starburst symbol, giant symbol, or colossal symbol. Wasp, part of the Avengers, and adjacent friendly characters that aren't vehicles gain the symbol until your next turn. Pretty good there. Then she has a -10. In competitive, I don't think you're going to get to use it that much, but free. Remove all action tokens from each friendly character with the Avengers keyword and heal each of them 2 clicks. That's awesome. If you are able to do that, that's really big and important, but I don't know in competitive that you're ever going to get to use that. Tony Stark's car, a lot of people like. Again, I'm running 7 giant girls instead of this. Then we have Sentry 459. I'll probably end up with one just because I love Kree, but not ultimately good. Red Hulk is okay. His attack values are abysmal, and his defensive values really dip. And why does he have 3-0 damages at the end of his dial? But he does have that mass destruction thing, so super strength and quake as a trait. So he's going to be able to deal out some damage. Spider-Mobile is cool. I have one and I'm just keeping it for, you know, basically Old Man Logan, but not competitive. Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy is not very good. Now we have Giganto and Namor, and we're just going to look at them as a Colossal Retaliator at 15 points. They have that mass destruction trait where they can use Quake at no cost. Then there's the Colossal Indifference, where they can't attack unless it's the Colossal Retaliation. Smaller characters unless it's the Colossal Retaliation. Then they have Colossal Retaliation, the Invasion of New York. Free if no other Colossal Retaliation has been activated this turn. Choose an opposing character that attacked Giganto and Namor or damaged a friendly character since your last turn. Place them such that you can make close attack targeting the chosen character, then do so using Quake at no cost. So, free Quake can be cool. Animal, Atlantis, and Monster keywords. Pretty cool. Thanos, I'm going to be honest here. I don't understand why this Thanos is so sought after. Like, on his top dial, so he starts off, his biggest point value is 325. So, if you're using him as an Eternal with Unimind, all this sidestep, Psychic Blast, Invincible, Probability Control, you get from other Eternals. So there's nothing new there. The only thing I can think of is that people want him for his last click when he would pop out, where he has a 10 attack with Pulse Wave, 3 damage with Probability Control. So you guys let me know in the comments if that's why people like him or if it's something else. Next up we have Stranger. Stranger is in danger of not being very good because he's not. Next we have Ego Prime. 75 points. I could see some people making an effort. Just be with the antibodies and stuff like that. There's a chance to spam those, but Why would I go through the extra steps of trying to spam ego antibodies when I would 100% be able to spam giant girls? I'd get 7 giant girls for the cost of ego prime. Lord Order and Master Chaos are terrible. Infinity has a chance. At 75 points, she has the Cosmic Entity trait, which pretty much a lot of Colossals have, which is can't be the target of an attack with more than one target. Then she has another trait, which is other friendly characters modify speed and range +1, and opposing characters modify speed and range -1. When Infinity is KO'd, this effect continues, so that's pretty cool. She does have a 12 range dual target, which is awesome. Power Cosmic Team ability. She has phasing teleport, sidestep. Adjacent friendly characters have free. Place this character in another square adjacent to Infinity. So there's some chance for some real shenanigans with that. Somebody asked about pairing her up with who was it? Mangog, because this still counts as using him moving on his own. I don't know if people are ultimately going to use her, but there is a chance it's some shenanigans. Then we have Eternity at 100 points. He has that Cosmic Entity trait. Then he has another trait, which is when another friendly character that isn't a bystander would be KO'd. Once per turn, you may roll a d6. 6, turn that character to its last non-KO click. When Eternity is KO'd, this effect continues for the rest of the game. So that's pretty cool. Then he has another trait, which is during force construction, Eternity gains all keywords from other friendly characters on your starting force. Now, the question was asked, if you put him with Unimind, does he gain the Eternals keyword? The answer ultimately ended up being no. He doesn't get it like the way the game times up. He doesn't get them at the time he would need to be decided if he was going to be on your sideline. So, can't run him with that. Then he has a special on his movement, which is when another friendly character, when another character KOs an opposing character, man, I can't read. When another character KOs a character opposing to it with an attack, give a notice token. Free. Place Eternity adjacent to a character with notice token. So you're able to place them with these notice things, potentially get some attacks off and whatnot, or support with the prob. He has 12 range single target, so that's pretty good. Living Tribunal. He's got some cool stuff, but he's not going to win you any games. Groot is going to be good for the Cosmic and Monster and Ruler keywords because he brings cheap leadership to those keywords with 20 only being 20 points. He has these Walking Woods bystanders that he can generate that have Flurry, Plasticity, and Sidestep with decent values. You can generate 2 of them, I believe, at the beginning of the game, but then you have to give your opponent this guy who has ultimately Outwit and a +3 defense to Groot. Might be worth it depending on what's going on with your team. And you can generate up to 5 of those Walking Wood tokens. And his Colossal Retaliation is just for one opposing character. It's not like everybody within an area. So I would try to get Groot, but I think it's going to end up that he's a lot more hype than people are giving. He's being hyped up more than he actually is good wise. Alright guys, well, hopefully you found this informative and helpful. If I was really off base on a figure, make sure to tell me in the comments below. If you want to support the channel, make sure to check out LuckyDiceCafe.com. We like to support those that support the channel. If you want to support me in a more direct fashion, check out the links in the description of this video for my Patreon page, Spreadshirt store, and Amazon affiliate link. That's all I have for you guys today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.